Let me tell you what I don't miss is Colorado is home of escalator walkers, okay? The people that think that look at me, the people that think that they're special. You're so special. Do you know, you got to the top 1 second, I've counted. I go, how much farther are they? 1 second, because you couldn't fathom being so fat that something carried you to the top. I cannot stand escalator walkers. And if there's some in here, I hope you hear me.
We are in a lobby.
Sorry.
Welcome to the Amy Brown Comedy Podcast. We are on location for the first time, and I think this is a testament to the comedian I have sitting next to me that I would drive all the way up here, I love you, and come into a hotel lobby, so there might be interruptions, but you could probably edit those out. I don't know how the internet works. And I am here with the most funniest guy, and that's not how you say that, but I'm going to say it like that anyway. Yeah. Derrick Stroup is here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Amy.
He's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's at the new Helium in Alpharetta. And I just saw you last night, and you murdered.
Thank you so much.
You murdered so bad, and all the comedians before you did well, and then they came up to me, and then we saw Derrick, and we're like, oh no, that's what murdering really looks like. And your Instagram handle is
Derrick Yells.
Derrick Yells.
Yeah.
And that's the best Instagram the most perfectly descriptive Instagram handle. Is everything okay? Our podcast producer Joel is moving around. Do you have your mic, Joel? Okay.
Everything's good.
Yeah. Okay. Look at us. We're on the road. I feel alive inside. I just came from a funeral. Anyway.
I feel alive inside. I just came from a funeral.
This is her normal.
Yeah. I just got diagnosed with ADHD like 2 weeks ago.
You had quite the run before they told you the truth.
Right? 48.
Yeah, that's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
I could have had a different major. That's how rough this is.
Absolutely.
I'm writing a book. I could have majored in writing if I had help.
Yeah.
With how the reading goes.
ADHD's a real thing, for sure.
Do you have it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're quaking a little bit.
Yeah. Quaking, nice word. I like that. I'd like to think that that's used for the heavier people, like fidgeting for the small ones. But if you're my size, you're quaking. Which means you're shaking the foundation.
It's like I feel it in my feet.
Yeah. Somebody went under a table when you started moving. So no, I am. I'm very I got a lot of energy. It kind of boils right under my skin.
Do you take medicine?
No.
You just ride in the dragon.
I like to just ride that lightning. You know
it's
what
working.
I mean? No, it feels good. You balance between caffeine and a couple edibles, and you try to find that perfect middle.
Do you caffeine all day, edible to sleep?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do, because I gotta land that plane or we'd fly to the moon.
Yeah.
I mean at 11 p.m. I'm still.
You're still going.
Yeah. So a couple Eddies and I'll eat a Kit Kat bar. I'll start rubbing my feet together.
Does that feel good?
Does rubbing your feet together feel good? Have you never had rolls at Texas Roadhouse? That's where you learn how to rub your feet together.
You must have really trimmed toenails.
No, it's your feet, not your toe. I'm not a crazy. I'm rub. Yeah. You don't. When you're laying in bed, you don't rub your feet together.
Well, I'm gonna do that tonight.
There's no way. Let me tell you something. The people watching are all rubbing their feet, going, "Yeah, we all do this."
Rub your feet. Do you do it with your spouse, or is she?
No, that would be
disgusting. Is that the next level? That's
let's
when
have a little.
You're on a list. You're on a list
have some
after
champagne
that.
and kind of bump our feet together.
Footsie.
Yeah. But I did play footsie like in the 7th grade. I really did that in class, and it was electric. Yeah. I mean, yeah, a little footsie. Like I remember just rubbing your feet together. Yeah.
Oh, I like a knee touch. Not that I'm doing it to you right now, but like the leg knee touch before you even could hold hands yet. Ooh, I wonder if he can feel my leg touching him. And in retrospect, now that I have a husband for 25 years, I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah. Whatever boy that was felt whatever girl was touching him at any time.
Sure.
Oh my God. Yeah. You guys are horny.
Delusional.
Yeah. I didn't realize it.
Delusional.
Until I was 48.
Yeah. You gotta, it takes a while, but you gotta eventually get a grip. You gotta go, because that woman spoke to you, it doesn't mean anything. It's her job. She works here.
Yeah.
You know, she's going to have to check you into the hotel. It doesn't mean that she wants to hang out.
Some of us are just smiley.
Yeah.
And it's to everybody. It could be an old woman or a virile man. We just have a smiley, I'll get in your van face.
Yeah.
And horny.
And it makes men horny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you guys have to go through that. Is
Oh,
there a pill for that?
I feel bad for us.
Is there a pill for that?
Is that any-
Have they fixed that for you guys yet?
What's the reverse of Viagra? Gariva.
Probably a ballet. I don't know.
The ballet? Oh, you like old grandmas.
Yeah.
Grandma
no, I was saying
titties?
the opposite of Viagra is a ballet. Is like the opposite. You sent me the other way. You said that like I said, no, ballets is what gets my blood going.
Does it?
No.
Okay.
You keep trying to turn me.
This is the thing. I've heard that, I've just figured out men are horny for everything. And there's men who go to the ballet because it makes them horny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Well,
men-
that's not me.
Okay.
not
Have
me.
you been?
I
Okay.
get
Is the
horny by
ballet
skill.
you get what?
I get horny by their skill.
Yes. Okay. And they're very,
yeah.
they're very fit. And they can fly in the air and the men are fit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the ballet, I've learned, is a euphemism for the strip club.
Oh, I did not know that. I'm learning so much. I mean, I am so far outside of the loop on this. I thought I had a real zinger with the ballet line. I go, the opposite of Viagra is ballet. And you're like, really? Ballet means strip club. I'm like, not in my crowd.
I'm going to ask a redundant question, but can you hear Derrick Stroup right now? Okay.
Oh,
good.
yeah. I don't have to be against that thing.
I noticed that too. All the comedians had the microphones right next to their face, and you had it 4 feet away.
Oh, man. Can I tell you, after the show, people will come up and they'll say, great set, man, I loved your comedy. And all of that I enjoy so much. But nothing gets your boy fired up like a sound engineer coming up going, man, you got good micmanship, man. I go, I know I do. I know I do. Because they go, we didn't touch any of the gauges. They go, you pull away as you're working and as you're talking. And I go, I know.
Nice.
Because I can tell a seasoned sound engineer will notice that. A youngster is back there trying to ride with me, trying to go. And I'm like, you have got to leave that alone and let me come to you anyways.
Right.
But yeah.
So I have a friend who's a speech therapist, and there's the thing where you use your throat to project. I feel like you're using your diaphragm. You might be a natural yeller.
I am a natural. I've had people come up after the show several times, Amy, and you're the first person to mention this, like in this type of setting, but they'll go, did you take singing lessons or did somebody teach you how to yell? Because they go, you yell from your diaphragm, your stomach.
Yeah.
And I go, no,
that's your chest, but you're doing great.
But I just, that's naturally, my throat almost never hurts.
Is it because you grew up in the country yelling for the animals to come home?
I don't think I grew up in quite that environment.
I did.
I did grow up in the country, but Alabama's more, not so much animals as it is crops. So yeah. Not many like pigs and cows where I grew up.
We were
more
dairy in upstate New York.
Yeah. But no, I think it's just luck and a natural thing.
Joel has a big bellowy voice too. He has no volume button.
No.
Yeah.
None. It's fabulous.
When I really yell, which people will think I'm yelling, they go, "Hey, you're yelling," and I go, "You don't."
Yeah.
You don't.
You
don't
haven't
have a
even
clue.
opened up.
I'll rattle
the
these
throat.
walls. Like you don't have a clue.
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of this. I did some singing training, and I still feel like I'm still for a performer when they're headlining for a weekend, their voice will go down because they're using their throat instead of this. Do you ever lose your voice?
No, I've never lost my voice. I've gotten like a cold, like anybody else has, a little scratchiness in your throat, and then plus performing has, but I've never completely lost my voice. No.
What a natural gift.
I
You
know.
would have been an orator back in the day.
Oh, I for sure would have been.
The town
probably
crier.
An auctioneer or something.
Yeah.
You
would alarm people there's a fire.
Yeah. What a job.
There's a sale and a fire. It's a fire sale.
Amy with the zinger.
Ping,
My
ping.
God, we got to close with that one.
Oh my God. Okay, we just got started. Do you need to go? Is that what you're
I
saying?
was talking about it in the set. Sorry,
Okay.
on stage.
Okay, so I have a question because I have a big energy on stage, and on my journey of being, you have a big energy.
Yeah.
On that journey, I have been sweetly and kindly told that's a big energy to have at an open mic. That's a big energy to start with at the beginning of your set. And all these people I love so much. One of them was Catherine.
Yeah.
I love you, Catherine. She said it so sweetly. She's like, I might get tired if I did it that much for that long.
Yeah.
It was so kind. What has been your journey as a big energy person performing on stage? And then I was wondering, because when you're performing on stage, your energy in live person, your energy is so big. And then I was watching your Don't Tell, which is an absolute the most perfect set on the internet. Go watch it. I've sent it to all my friends.
Thank you so much.
And you have a Don't Tell, and you have a Comedy Central, and you also have an album, Dinner Twice.
Yeah, Eating Dinner Twice. Yep.
I've listened to it 3 times.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's so good. But it feels like you have a big energy. It doesn't feel like you're yelling. Like, I could feel your voice in my chest last night.
Yeah.
in the room.
I believe it. I believe it. And, you know, I think the trick to it is, and it's been a journey, just like you're talking about, because when I first started, I yelled the whole time. And that was tiring to me and the audience, whether I liked it or not. And when people would first, try to give me advice, they'd go, it's a lot of yelling. Secretly, at the time I'd go, we've got a hater on the loose. Somebody that's intimidated by my charisma. And then over time, I realized that the peaks and valleys, is what I call them, on stage are very important. Because I'm going to go up here, we need to be down here. I start off my set in a very low place. I want to start off kind of talking to you like this about my day, yada, yada, and then we build. Because if I just come out yelling, it's just, I need to let people know who I am and what I'm about, get used to
get them on your side.
Yeah. So the peaks and valleys. So going up and down is what I think is kind of a trick that I learned to make that big energy more enjoyable. Now, when you're doing like a hot 10 inside of a club, let it ride.
Okay.
Let it ride for the whole 10.
That's good advice.
Let it ride because they're all in there. They're locked in. It's 10 minutes. You want to just give it to the quaking. You give it to them. You step off stage. You go, thank you. But when you got a longer set and we're going to have to do this dance, there's going to need to be peaks and valleys. It'll make the jokes hit harder.
Yeah.
And it'll make the experience more enjoyable. That's what I think.
I love that. Well, you got on stage last night and immediately started ranting about where the club was in comparison to the airport.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, because that came from a real place. That was real frustration. Because I talked to 5 different people, and no matter where you're at in Atlanta, everybody's an hour. Unless you live in Noonan. Noonan's 15 minutes away from the airport. Did y'all know that?
I don't even know where Noonan is.
Exactly.
But it sounds adorable.
No, man. The police don't even have guns down there, man. It's just pepper spray and, hey, stop,
Or in guilt.
Yeah. It's like Mayberry. But yeah, I like to start off the show. Every show, Amy, I start off with a local bit. Because I want them to know I'm here, I'm present. I'm in your city. This isn't a bit that I've been running in every town that I've gone to. I've seen where you live. I've been around here. Let's talk about it. And it just seems like a warm way to start a show off.
I love that. Be in the room. I've heard that before. I agree. And then it doesn't feel like, and some of it, these jokes you've written before, but you want them to feel like you just came up with it just
Yeah, that's
now.
the trick. Yeah, that's the trick. In a world where we have to burn our material online unless you do crowd work all the time.
How often
tough.
are you burning?
I burn it all the time because I don't have you just got to keep writing.
Yeah,
you got to just stay fresh.
You write every day?
Not every day, no. If you ever hear a comedian say that, they're out of their mind.
Autistic, maybe.
Yeah, something. I cannot stand that. When every day I take time, you're gonna jump off a building, man.
Yeah.
You need to take some days and touch some grass. You know what I'm saying? Go out, get in an argument with a stranger, go have a donut, take a lap.
I had a donut today.
That's what I'm talking about,
funeral.
Amy. My
Let's
God,
go.
what a full circle that was.
I've done it.
Funeral sounds so fun.
This funeral,
a handsome gay man fed it to me. I've had a big day.
My God, she went to a funeral. Andy Cohen gave her a donut. And then y'all went on like a bar tour.
We're at the botanical gardens. There was champagne.
Wild.
There was a.
Yeah, we're filming this at like 3 p.m. Everybody. This is not
on a Friday.
This
It's
is not
wild.
late in the day. Amy's packed in a lot. Early.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
That's a good point,
There was
Joel.
a
It's
bar-
3:30.
There was a barber shop guy singing at the funeral while I was eating a donut, while a gay man was feeding me it, while I was drinking Prosecco, while the doors were open and there was birds chirping and there was flowers blooming.
I mean, what a celebration of life.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just took a thing of ashes and tossed it into a pond. I mean,
Right.
that's pretty good.
I would suggest having money and daughters. Daughters plan.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Daughters are good at planning.
Yeah.
And then you have to leave a little money to throw the party.
That's such a good point, Amy. The daughters thing is a key.
Are you
I don't
engaged?
have any kids. Yeah, I'm engaged. We
Did
get
you
married
call
the
me
second
from your?
weekend of May.
Congratulations! Did you
Yeah.
call me from your wife's phone?
No, I did
It
not.
had a
We're all
woman's
on
name.
the same plan.
It had a woman's name on it.
Amanda?
I think so. I'll
Yeah.
double check.
Yeah. That's it. That confuses a lot of people. That's me for sure.
That's perfect. So
Yeah.
you're getting second week in May. Tell us about your wedding.
It's at the beach. I'm really excited.
In
I'm
Alabama?
a beach person. Pensacola, actually.
Is that in Alabama?
No, it's in Florida.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's in the Panhandle. It's still redneck.
That sounded redneck.
Yeah. Pensacola's
Maybe it's
like,
just your accent.
no matter what. Pensacola. I don't know if you know.
Like,
There's
I'm going to the
Pensacola.
Vatican.
Yeah, Pensacola is where they make all the soda in America. But
It
no.
sounds like it. That's a good joke.
But it's a good joke. Thank you. I appreciate
Anytime. I'm here for you.
Hot riff.
Your wingman.
No, but
You
it's
look
down.
over, she's keeping a score count.
Yeah. Decent riff halfway through. No, Pensacola's a place that I've always liked to go, and people watching are going to know now for sure that I'm on brand because Pensacola's redneck. It's
Are you gonna wear
it's
ball
country.
caps in the?
No,
Are you gonna be
no.
barefoot?
Alyssa's not.
You
redneck.
called her Amanda already. What's
That's
her real
mother's
name? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm on their
Okay.
phone plan. When we met, I had a flip phone. I didn't care about phones.
Here's the thing.
And then my comedy career changed, and they were like, "You need an iPhone," and they were like, "The best way to do this is to give us money, and we'll put you on the plan."
Is this
So-
your future wife and her mother?
Yeah,
Is your mother-in-law your agent?
No.
It sounds handy.
No, I've got.
But she pays for your phone.
A real. No, unfortunately, I pay for my phone. It was just one of those things where we could get an iPhone for a really good deal if I just jumped into their family plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's family wealth here.
Yeah.
This is how you keep it.
Not really. I think we're looking for something that's not there. I'm neither poor nor rich. But I am on her family plan.
Amy's got family wealth, so she doesn't understand.
Yeah, she
other
doesn't.
people's
Yeah.
lives.
I've got some very wealthy friends. I had one the other day that couldn't remember the name landlord. He goes, "What's the person that people pay when they don't own their home?" And I go, "My God, that's a landlord." And they go, "Oh yeah, that's crazy."
We did it. I couldn't remember the word for trailer.
Oh
and
my
for trailer
goodness.
park. And I'm like, what is like?
What's the
metal?
dwelling where tornadoes or
The
worst case
tornado-
scenario?
No, she did. She
Yeah.
100% brought up tornadoes. She was like, it's like the box that will like you'll die in the tornadoes.
And that's not fair. Like I grew up and my parents were not like wealthy.
Yeah, but it's been
But-
long enough.
Yeah.
We didn't have heat in upstate New York. Okay.
Yeah.
I was in a basement, dirt road. Okay. Did you do a lot of country jokes?
Yeah.
Did you grow up? Like I grew up on a farm, dirt road.
Yeah.
You always knew if someone was coming to the house because the sound of the car coming down
Yeah.
the dirt road, and then the gravel on your driveway, and then the dogs barking.
Absolutely.
And I have a theory, and that's why none of us closed our bathroom doors, because you could always hear if someone was coming. Like,
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, what you just said. I was like with you. I'm like, I grew up with a long drive. And you go, and that's why we didn't close the bathroom
we
doors.
didn't call it, or like
Because we couldn't hear
the
them coming.
bathroom doors, the bedroom. I saw all of my friends' fathers naked peeing. I did.
It's wild.
That's
Yeah,
wild, yeah.
not relatable, but I can tell you that I
How many of
did
your friends' fathers have you seen there? Like what's
not
Do you
not
want-
any.
It's a
I mean,
southern
I am probably at the end of that era where men walked around the house in whitey tighties back in the day.
Yeah, I call
you know,
them crusty Lucy's.
Yeah,
because they
that's
get
a-
older.
A horrible name for them. I hate that name.
You taste it.
Yeah, that's terrible. But no, I grew up on what like people would call like a gentleman's farm, which would be
Oh.
like we had like a 5-acre garden. We had plum trees,
Tomatoes.
apple trees, peach orchard, tomatoes. We had a cherry tree. So we had all the things. We just didn't sell them to markets or anything. My mom and dad did a lot of canning. We did a lot of giving away to friends and family.
Nice.
But I grew up definitely. I mean, my driveway was exactly 100 yards gravel. Growing up, and I grew up in a place called Harvest, Alabama. You can't make it up.
That's a great name.
I mean, it sounds made up. It's like being from white people, Utah.
White people, Utah, will Harvest, Alabama, with maybe what Meghan Markle should call her company now. She's having so much trouble with it. That sounds a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Down home.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, I grew up horses, cattle, but it was dairy.
Nice.
And they would get loose, and so the community would we'd get on our horses and try to go find the cattle.
Yeah.
and they would go.
I've seen that in my community.
Have you seen it? Yeah.
Yeah, where they get loose, you'll wake up, they're in your yard. Yeah.
And they my mom, like, they would do this thing where they would go and they would hide in high grass. Mm-hmm. And so we called it cow instead of star search, cow search.
That's tough.
1990. I remember it.
But here's the thing, though. How long have you been married? Like 25 years?
Yeah.
So you've been
in the city
You've been
since
rich
then.
for more than you were poor.
Okay.
So you're now.
He's going back to it.
Joel
Listen.
is a communist.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, my neighbors, they had cows in their backyard, and I remember
Were
one
they
time,
dairy or beef?
I believe they were dairy.
Okay. So you could make friends with them. They weren't.
Yeah, they were pretty cool, but I let them out one time because I wanted on purpose because I wanted, when the bus came by for school, I wanted to be wrangling them up for the girl I had a crush on.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
the
I was
plot
out on
thickens.
my four-wheeler. I was out on my four-wheeler trying to get the cows away from the road, but I put them
flicking your hair.
I put them by the road. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
And let me tell you, Amy, what that led to.
Oh,
It
my
led to
God.
nothing. She didn't care.
Wait, did the cows get hit by the cars?
No, they all got put up, and nobody understood. You know, I can remember standing there. My dad and Mr. Edwards, the guy who owned the cows, they were like, "This gate has a lock that does not come loose on its own."
Yeah.
And I go,
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened.
Oh
but
my gosh! Well, I love this theater you're planning. No, you would like the ballet.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Well,
If
I was
you
in
are
theater in high school.
You're
Yeah.
orchestrating
Yeah.
this big huge scene to get the girl.
Yeah.
And get and then use the 4-wheeler to rodeo them together.
100%.
Did you have a lasso?
No, a lasso.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's this pronunciation we're doing?
yeah. What happened to your words?
What's the one where it's the who's the guy with the hat and the whip? Ha! He's super hot.
Indiana Jones?
Yeah. Did you Indiana Jones had it?
No, I think I was out there with just probably my hat on backwards on the four-wheeler, just trying to show off.
Indiana Jones wasn't like a Southerner. He was like a professor, like a
But
prestige
we were all
college.
having the same crushes at the same time. Like you can mix your metaphors and you can
Yeah,
wear a
yeah,
hat
yeah.
on
You can
a
mix your
four-wheeler.
metaphors. I'm with you on that. No, but this wasn't like a whip and one of those cowboy hats. This was like,
Did you ever do the sucking, like not yourself, but the milking of the cows with the
Oh,
machine?
no. I didn't grow up around any of that. I mean, it always people always freak out about it. But I mean, I grew up around a bunch of cotton. And that's what Alabama.
That was your thing?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were corn.
Yeah, cotton, soybean, corn.
How long was your bus ride?
I was the first one
picked up?
to be first one to be picked up, last
Last
one to be
dropped off.
Come on,
Oh!
that's so crazy.
An hour, sometimes an
Yeah,
hour and a half.
yeah,
Our
yeah.
bus drivers smoked cigars.
Yeah, that's
It was
crazy.
the 80s. You were the 90s.
Yeah.
I was on the bus my whole childhood. I just was like car sick and commuting the whole
For
time.
sure. That was actually, I mean, it was great. Being the last one to be picked up, I got picked up at like 7:30 in the morning, which is pretty late for the bus. Something like that. So maybe 7:20. And then when you got dropped off, it was a nightmare. It felt like 4:30 in the afternoon. The bus ride, I was on the bus for the entire time, which is where I really got those experiences and where I talk about
you
it
learn
on stage.
about all the bad words.
Oh my goodness gracious.
The back of the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you have
the
a bit
dark
about
web.
that. It's so good. I
Yeah,
love your
thank
bit.
you.
I just so I have children, and they have these studies that come out, and it showed that children who slept longer did better on tests, on standardized tests.
Oh, wow.
So us missing an hour of sleep in the morning, and then
Yeah.
missing an hour of homework in the afternoon.
Oh my. Yeah, that's a good point. That's what our problem was.
That's what we don't have ADHD. It's the bus.
I was so bad.
The bus gave it to you.
I was so bad at school, Amy, you would never believe it.
I can see it.
Yeah, I was the worst.
I had friends like you.
Yeah, the only place that I'm smart is on stage.
You're brilliant.
Yeah, when I hold
Yeah.
a microphone, my brain works faster and words make sense. But off stage, I mean, I need help getting around. Yeah, school was hard.
Do you read books?
No.
No,
You
me
know, I had
neither.
a question and she said no with me. Do you read? Before I answered, she went, "Oh God,
I know,
he
I
doesn't
can't-
read."
I can't read either.
Yeah, I read the worst things. I read random Yahoo, news stories. I'm reading about an honor killing in India to start my day.
I can't even finish the headline anymore. I get too tired. I'm like, I don't care. I'll watch the TikTok later.
Yeah. I've never been into books or anything like that. I mean, I got a thirst for knowledge, but it's not knowledge that matters.
Well, I mean, we're all gonna die. Who cares? Just enjoy
that's
what you want to do.
That's right, and I think it helps on stage where I don't have these certain agendas or soapboxes that are like, it's pretty. I'm not trying to win you over or sell you on a point, like, because there's a lot of times in comedy you'll be enjoying somebody and you'll go, oh, you want me? Okay, I see what we're doing here. And with me, I like to just keep it. These are just random thoughts. These are just things I've noticed. I'm a pretty simple man overall.
It's easier, I think, as I feel like my message from whatever is to be uniting and not dividing.
Yeah.
And let's all have a good time.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's the perfect message. They're coming to a comedy show. That's what they're going to want to do.
That's what people want to do.
Yeah,
I think online we feel so divided, and actually, if you hang out with people, everyone pretty much is the same.
Yeah.
Some people are a little crazy. Some people are crazy.
For
Bless their
sure.
hearts.
It's getting easier to tell, which is nice. I think it used to be harder to tell who was crazy, but there's starting to be ways now to where I can.
Oh, I was in a small town. We had a crazy Bridget, and she would walk around with a fake pillow under her tummy because she thought she was pregnant.
Those are pretty easy to spot.
If you're in a small town, it's easy to, you just know everybody. My bus driver was the mayor.
That's wild.
That's how small our town was. How small was your town?
That's why everyone voted for him, actually.
He's the only guy who'll drive the bus.
I was going to say, if you weren't going to vote for him, it wasn't going to take you to the polls.
Yeah.
And that's why he could smoke a cigar. Who's going to fire him? Himself?
Well, and if you're putting out, your own signs at every stop, it's going to eventually make a difference.
That's a good point.
I
know all your children and where they live.
Yeah.
Who are you going to vote for?
You know how much power the bus driver of a small town actually holds,
No, the bus drivers where I grew up were like, interesting characters.
I love a character.
I love a character too, as long as they're not a main role in my story.
Fair enough.
Like characters in other stories.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, they were all. I mean, my bus driver would have complete meltdowns. He'd pull over on the side of the road, almost in tears, and just be like, "I'm gonna drive us into the river if y'all don't sit down."
Oh, because you're so loud and jumping up and down.
We were out of our minds.
We had the girl bus driver we had. She could not handle how loud we were.
Yeah.
And, they should just have noise canceling headphones on. But they weren't invented yet.
Yeah.
That's how I parent.
Yeah. Noise canceling headphones. Yeah. The good thing about these things is I can't hear the cries for help.
Yeah.
There's going to be cries, a lot of cries. Only a few of them are for help.
And some wine.
I know, right? I had these two chairs, and I'd put them together in my living room. And this is back when Oprah was on, and I'd make a boat, and I was like, "This is Mommy's boat."
Yeah.
And I'd have my chips and my little glass of wine and my Oprah for an hour, and I'm like, "You don't come in Mommy's boat." They could come.
What a hilarious way to create boundaries.
With furniture and boat talk.
Yeah.
You can color, you can play in the backyard, you can play with the dog. You can do whatever you want. But Mommy's in her boat right now.
That is so funny.
I have no boundaries.
How many kids do you have? Two?
I have two. They're 19 and almost 20, almost 18. But this is how bad
Close
it is.
in age?
I have perimenopause. I'm up 3 times a night.
Yeah.
My husband also has perimenopause because he's up 3 times a night now, peeing and all this. And the dog,
Peeing.
I don't know what he do. The dog is at my feet, and I have to sleep completely spread eagle. My legs completely spread apart, and so that there's space for my sweet dog. And I don't have the heart to tell him to please get on his double-decker dog bed I made next to my bed. I was like,
my gosh.
I can't tell the baby he's not allowed in the bed. This is so... Yeah, I don't have any boundaries. If people don't ask me for money,
Please don't. That is so funny.
Oh God! I have nothing. I didn't.
Yeah. I get.
I'm unprotected. No condoms.
That is so funny, Amy.
So that's where I am with my children. That's where I am with my dog. My husband, my parent. It's fine. I mean, so far so good. They're all good people. But,
yeah, you've done well. You've been married for 25 years.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, and he absolutely funded my mental disorder. Woo woo! Pam pam pam!
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah, I never had to go to a real job. I could just have my interior design business and nap every afternoon so my brain could
This
rest.
guy is a real hero.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'll go home. I'm going to give a BJ tonight. Let's
Yeah,
get it. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. I'll say this
that
is
is
from
a-
Derrick Stroup.
And that's a clip I won't be able to share on my Instagram. But I'm happy for him. You're married, and you should do that, and good for him. If you don't mind, I would not want to be involved in how it
She's
happens.
gonna pull up your
And
your
this
special.
is from Derrick Stroup. And I go, please don't.
This is from the ADHD headquarters.
This is from your wife, not me.
Well, that's not the role play we do, but okay. I don't know how you do it in your home.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
Tonight I'm Derrick, and you're a heckler that won't stop. I just have to deal
I've
with
tried
Yes.
all the crowd work. I guess there's only one thing left.
I'm gonna have to do my vocal exercises.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about Colorado, your experiences there, because we just talked about being from small towns.
Yeah.
And I moved to Colorado. I had culture shock,
Yeah, I did too.
depression for a little while because I'm an extrovert and I didn't have friends.
Okay.
And I also got pregnant, was doing all those hormone fun things.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love with it. Like there was a journey. I was like, and I had to get over all the moms that were like, is that a plastic toy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, the crunchiest white people in America live in Colorado. There's no doubt. And you end up liking it. I ended up loving it as well, but it took me. The people there are not like the people in the rest of the country. That's why I talked about it on stage so much, is because they're just different. They're nice and they got the best. They mean well.
They're so nice.
They're so nice. It's
Yeah.
just they can't dance or cook, but they're gonna
I
live
was
to be 100.
I was at my goal weight there. They just smacked the carbs out of my hands.
Yeah.
I went to dance class and then I had half an avocado and a cup of quinoa.
Absolutely.
And then I went to my weightlifting class and
Yeah.
I was so fit. I felt amazing. I smoked marijuana for the first
Oh
time
yeah,
there.
yeah. All that's going to happen in Colorado. I
Yeah.
mean, whether you want to or not, you're going to end up with a little Patagonia on you. You're going to have some trail mix.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I went to a women's book club to make friends, and they're like, you know what? We should smoke up before dinner to like work up an appetite. And I'm like, I'm hungry all the time. Are we not all hungry all the time?
Aren't we
What?
hungry because it's dinner?
I'll get high with you guys, but like, why are you saying to
Yeah.
get an appetite? Okay, like they were all 110 pounds.
For sure. You were in Boulder, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a couple levels up from Denver.
Yeah, yeah.
In the granola crunchy department.
It's next level for sure.
It is next level. It is the only place I've ever heard of where there's like a real, they just came up with this like 3 or 4 years ago, I believe, but there's a real complaint department
Oh.
in Boulder for the police department. So if you get pulled over.
So all the Karens.
Yeah, if you get
have-
pulled over, you can reach out, like publicly complain, like, get an officer in trouble, or at least, and it's like the whitest thing I have ever heard of in my life.
One of the guys on the board of the city council got pulled over for biking too high.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking high.
Yeah, I don't-
Exactly. Like, was he trying to eat his bicycle? Like, what kind of munchies was he at?
He might have just actively been smoking weed while.
He's like got his bong. This was old school.
Yeah,
This was before vapes.
I don't even know that you could get. I mean, like Boulder is like such. I mean, it's like so. Boulder's so different. I don't even know.
It's
Like when I
wild.
go to Boulder, like they treat me like I'm close to dying. Like I'm the most obese person. I walk in, they're like, this guy needs a scooter and
like-
some elastic khakis.
It's like
Immediately.
Norway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I show up to Boulder and they go, "How does he live?"
Are you okay, man?
My gosh.
Have you had? Oh, they talk to you about your biology in your stomach at all? And
Yeah.
Your biome's off. Your biome's
Oh
off.
man, we got to get you some gut healthy food. I'm like, I eat sauerkraut, man. That's as close as I get. But
Yeah.
But no, Colorado was
Yeah.
it was a unique experience.
There's this thing too I've heard from. I still have friends there, and I call them, and they're like, "Amy, there's this weird thing happening where the people in Boulder are not they haven't been vaccinating their children. They weren't doing it when I was there 20
That's
years
right.
ago, and so they're getting like third world diseases there.
Yeah, measles.
Yes, whooping cough. Mm-hmm. Which even if you're vaccinated can ruin your child's life for a year. Like they'll be out of school. And it's them, and that's what the Nazis felt like. They thought like their bodies were perfect, they didn't need vaccines, and that's now what like the radical right thinks. And so it's like this weird combination of like like super liberal, and then super like they're meshing on this one topic.
That is interesting. I see what you're saying now. You lost me for a second, but that is so. You know what's crazy?
Nazi.
You know what's
I
crazy?
didn't think we were going to talk about Nazis in this hotel
I brought up
lobby.
apartheid last time.
I see what you say, but they went so liberal they came full circle.
Yeah.
I mean, they came
This is like goes back to what we're saying before. We're all the same.
back around.
It's the crazy, like the sides are probably more similar than they think.
Yeah. No, I think you're.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Everyone has to like gay people, please.
But yeah, well, of course.
Don't be weird about it.
No, man. I mean, I grew up. My mom's favorite TV show growing up was Will and Grace.
Samesies.
Yeah, so
they did a lot for America.
Yeah, and so
I'm an old school hag. I'm like Karen Walker School of Haggery.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that. Mm-hmm. An old school hag. I saw that in your description on Instagram.
Yeah, I can't say the full title because it's a slur.
Yeah.
I think they call themselves, the newer generation calls themselves flame dames.
Writing that down with my Sharpie.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joel.
a
flame dame.
The F
Auntie
word
Mame,
bad.
flame dame. You know who Auntie Mame is?
Auntie Mame?
You're straight, it's fine.
Yeah. I love those quick tests. Oh, ally. Cute. I doubt it.
Oh. Okay, so I want to talk about Nederland.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this crazy part.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's this crazy part of Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
I'll
Nederland.
say what I know, and you say what you know, because they have medieval law there, and people have swords. And when you go onto someone's property, you're supposed to put your sword at the edge of their property before you enter, because that is proper medieval law. And they also have they used to have the frozen dead guy days, which was this big festival. There's this guy who was frozen. He cryogenically froze himself, and he was there. And they would have a parade, and people would like carry coffin. There'd be coffin races.
What in the world?
Oh, okay. And then,
I remember the coffin races,
yeah,
actually.
the coffin races, and it was a festival, and then it got so big because this is what I love about Colorado. They are in it for a festival. They want to dress up. They
Yep.
want to run Boulder. You want to run naked with a pumpkin on your head? Let's go.
Yeah, you're right about that.
All the moms I hung out with, we would get hammered and get naked. Like that was they were.
That sounds like Boulder.
Right. It was.
No, it is. It's very like that.
It's, Everyone
I don't
went
know how
to
explain
college
it.
there, and they just stayed, and so they're still college.
Well, yeah, and
kids.
it's like everybody's really a hippie, like really.
Yeah.
And so that's like the hippie thing. Like, how are we going to feel the earth if we have shoes on, you idiots?
Yeah, your nipples need to touch the bark of a tree so you can kiss it properly.
Probably a better example that she gave, you know?
A nipple kiss.
Yeah.
So they have actually had to move they moved the frozen guy to Estes Park. And they have like a proper freezer for him now because his family was trying to keep him alive. Okay, well, sorry, keep him frozen but dead. And the festival's like blossomed into 10,000 people coming every year for the Frozen Dead Guy days. Derrick Stroup, are you okay?
I mean, the Nederland thing, I didn't know about the frozen guy thing, okay? That's where she lost me. I remember the coffin races, and then now they got this frozen guy, and they've moved him so he doesn't melt, and global warming's affecting his life. That's all. Yeah, Nederland is just a really weird place. I don't have a ton of thoughts on it because it's such a weird, quirky little place, but at least those people, they mind their business. I don't even think they leave their bubble over there.
It's really just called Frozen Dead Guy Day.
It's called Frozen. I googled it
I know, but I thought we were just using shorthand.
You thought that there was like a zippier name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought I was aiming it with my dyslexia? Yeah.
No, well, listen, sometimes you're right. I'm not saying that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And that's why I love like Colorado. Like that was my takeaway.
This
Like
article said it so many times they shorthanded to FDGD.
Oh, wow.
Following the FDGD. Like,
Yeah.
this is when I first moved there. I felt like everyone was so uptight, especially as a mother. Like I went to a kid's birthday party, and this woman was like, "That cake looks like it has a lot of sugar in it," and I'm like, she's losing her fucking mind. And then she's like, "I'm gonna take my kids for a walk around the block, just work off the sugar." And I'm like, "What? Where have I moved to?"
They are so health conscious, it's exhausting.
Right. And I'm like, I can't make friends with these people. And then we're like, "Oh, but we're gonna run naked through the park." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that sounds fun." Like
That a lot of if you go running, they're down. Take your clothes clothes, like you said, running naked with a pumpkin on your head.
Yeah.
That sounds
There's
like Boulder to me.
the naked bicycle route. Like they had naked
bicycle is
Have you seen that? It was like Tuesday nights, I think.
Because bicycle seats are a nightmare.
It's very jiggly.
I'm not sure about the chains.
And it became an international thing. I think they might have started in Boulder and became an international thing. This naked bike riding.
This is why white people shouldn't run stuff.
It's a little ridiculous.
Like that's.
But
I know we're three white people here, but that's some white people stuff right there.
That is
right.
That is
big time.
That is. You know, you can tell those stories and you have no guess of what kind of person you're picturing in your head doing it.
But I feel like there's like places you go, there's pros and there's cons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're going to move to the South, you're going to get heart disease.
Yeah.
You're going to get diabetes, but you're going to eat some really good food.
Yeah.
And no one's going to make you run.
Nobody will make you run anywhere.
Yeah.
One thing I know about when I come back to the South is like, I forget. Now I've lived in Colorado, New York City. I'll walk. I don't mind. I'll walk a long way.
Yes, you will. I bet.
Southerners will not cross the parking lot. I mean, my parents will circle a place until our reservations expire. They're just refuse. But you go to other parts in Colorado, 2 miles is nothing. You go, the venue's 2 miles from here, and in Colorado, they'll go, let's just walk.
Yeah.
And at first you
That's an approach to the climb.
These people are insane. And then you get in, there's no humidity. And so there's no sweating, which does make walking a different sport.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
And there's being no humidity is the best part of Colorado, in my opinion. I'm not a hair guy, so I don't know what it does for your hair. I've heard things, but the no sweating makes my confidence as a big guy go through the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've felt like $1 million, but you know, my boobs are sweating, so I'm losing a little bit of my swag there. But when I'm not sweating, your boy's trouble, you know. Yeah, so it's nice.
Are you allowed to go to Colorado without your fiance, or she's like, you have to take me every time? I can't have you promenading.
Oh yeah, well, but nothing drives Colorado women crazier than going upstairs and running out of breath. You know what I mean? They love
the
to
altitude,
see that.
The altitude.
Oh man, they love that. Let me tell you what I don't miss is Colorado is home of escalator walkers. Okay, the people that think that look at me. The people that think that they're special. You're so special. Do you know you got to the top 1 second? 1 second. I've counted. I go, how much farther are they? 1 second, because you couldn't fathom being so fat that something carried you to the top. I cannot stand escalator walkers. And if there's some in here, I hope you hear me.
We are in a lobby.
Sorry.
It's fine. No one's scared. We'll ask later. Bless your heart. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I stand by that, and I mean that.
I'm married to an escalator walker.
Yeah.
You were talking about...
Yeah, the good thing about escalator walkers is you'll be married to him for a long time. He's not dying anytime soon.
I know, right? So his VO2, whatever, is of a 25-year-old. It's ridiculous. And so you have all these jokes about rock climbers. My husband's a rock climber. And riding bicycles.
Yeah.
He rode his bicycle to work when we were in Colorado. And he had this big contraption that came off the back of his bicycle and went off to the side to make sure with a light on it. So
that kept distance?
Yeah, to keep people from hitting him.
Yeah.
And a guy drove up to him and rolled down his window and said, dude, get a bike. Dude, get a car. Because there was so many lights on it.
You don't ever hear that sentence in Colorado. Your husband had a lot of lights on his bike.
Yeah, he was dorking out. He's a physicist. Plus,
wow.
Yeah. He built a ham radio satellite tower.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I was going to show you all my husband's nerdy stuff, but maybe you wouldn't be interested.
No, I mean, I just may not understand. Interested's not the right word. You know what I mean? You should have just brought your husband on here and watched me try to communicate with a physicist.
Oh my God. Oh.
He wouldn't even understand me as a species.
Well, he's married to me. So
no, actually he would. He would go, no, I have a rescue just like you.
Yeah. I have that joke, yes.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
That is so great.
It's at the top of my set.
That is so great. Wow.
But that's good, though. Is your wife the one that, she's got your phone?
Yeah.
Does she control you? That's in a good
Not
way.
at all.
Does she pay your taxes? Do you have a keeper?
I have an accountant. I have a management team and a whole thing. Yeah.
But does she just oversee things, make sure everything's good?
Not at all.
Do you
I'm
want her to
completely
do
in
that?
charge. No, not at all.
Okay.
No. Like I said, it's just I'm just on the family plan. It's
Okay.
It's not a cry for help or like she's not like that. She's like very artsy, but
Two
she would
artsies. Two artsies.
but two different type of artsies. She's like like really can create beautiful, elaborate costumes for EDM concerts, and like I yell at people, so.
Yeah, that's Joel's girlfriend is in theater and has wonderful costumes. But she's like, I feel like this is my husband and our relationship is two hands fanned together. Like he's like taxes, health insurance. Yeah. I'm like twirling in the yard, edibles.
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit more in charge. I'm in charge around the house, not like in a. This is the way it should be, but just like I'm running the show.
Inmates are running the asylum.
That's
is what I am
right.
hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, well we're getting kicked out of this beautiful lobby.
Yeah.
I want to just really quick make sure I had all these notes to talk to you about Dead Guy Days, bicycle, mayor, climbing. Okay, this is really fun for everyone to hear. Yelling. Yep, got that.
We can cut this out.
We did this all. We
did great.
Oh, dogs in the yard and this. Okay, when you're in the country and you have a joke like if a dog's in your yard without a
collar on for
too long.
That's just your dog.
That's how I grew up too.
Yeah.
We had this dog Wiley. Mm-hmm. He would go to any new house, get in any car. He was the community dog, but it was like over 100 acres of different people being like, "You got Wiley, we got Wiley."
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
and just and stray dogs everywhere, but then you kind of owned them. I can still see them. Like they would just walk up, and my dad would be like, "My God, that dog's got a tick on it the size of a muskrat." And like the dog would hang out for 4 days and then disappear. Oh. When you live out in the country, they just come through.
Yeah.
I'm a cat guy now, but I didn't own a cat until later on in life. I always tell people I grew up in a normal household. We didn't have any cats.
Don't go cat early with your children. It's creepy.
No, but I got a cat later on in life and ended up falling in love with him. But
well, I'm so happy for you and your cat. Is the cat coming to your beach wedding?
No, Jameson's not gonna make it, but no, I'm not gonna make it.
That's
not
really
to the beach
sweet.
wedding. He, the good thing about he doesn't want to go anywhere. We don't take Jameson.
Cats don't want to go.
No.
You have jokes about dog people want to go places. Tell people where they can find you. This is coming out Monday.
Okay, Derrick Yells on Instagram, Derrick Yells on TikTok. It's going to be where you're going to find me. I've also got a Facebook, Derrick Stroup. But thank you so much, Amy, for having me. I had a blast. I really did.
Thank you for letting us come all the way to you. That sounded weird. Thank you for letting us use an hour of your time and your riffing energy. And you're having your sold out shows at Helium, 2 tonight, Friday night. 2 on Saturday.
Yep.
I saw you yesterday and Thursday.
Thanks for coming out. That was so nice of you.
You're a bright shining star. You're getting super famous. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so
totally
much.
Deserve it.
Yeah, thank you.
Just
thanks for having me.
Spend some time with you, and that we have this weird similar background.
Yeah,
blows my mind.
I didn't see that coming.
I wear a lot of jewelry. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna hug now.
Thanks for having me.